Hey guys, Budo Jake here. I'm here with Malachi Friedman, who owns and runs ATT Low Country, and he's also an MMA coach. And we've been friends on social media for a long time, and nothing appears to piss you off so much as somebody getting darsed in the UFC.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, so darces will happen. Just like rear naked chokes will happen, just like guillotines will happen. I think one of the biggest things that bothers me is to see no process to escape. Like, there's no initial response other than waiting. Okay, I'm gonna go unconscious.
Right.
And as at the highest level, when you have paychecks on the line, when you have title belts on the line, you should at least be filtering through escapes. And I think it's to a lot of coaches that they believe they know everything already, which is unfortunate because I don't know everything, and I think my scope is like this and the scope is here, you know, and I'm just trying to nibble all my pieces. But if there's a Darce choke, which is one of the highest MMA percentage chokes out there, and I see this guy's just waiting to tap.
And you don't see that with guillotines or rear naked chokes. You see them trying to do something.
Yeah, so if somebody puts a rear naked choke in, they're fighting for the hand. They're trying to turn their chin down. With the guillotine, they're trying to kill the hips. They're trying to get that high elbow. They're trying to peel the hands. With the Darce, it's just, people are just waiting like, does this guy really have the squeeze for this long? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. Right. And it's a tap. And this instructional was one of the ones I was most proud of. It was because, and everybody likes offensive stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard that you can get out of any Darce choke. Is that true?
Can. Yeah, it's a party trick.
Yeah.
It's I give them 3 out of 3, fully locked Darces.
Uh-huh.
And trust me, it's caused a lot of stress on my neck. But it's one of those things where I brought in some of the best guys in the world. I mean, I'm talking about no-gi world champions. I don't mention names because that's just not what we do, you know, as martial artists. But, you know, I say, Darce me. And do it again, because I wanted to know that I was correct.
Right.
And if I wanted to know that if there was something else that needed to be done, I needed to correct myself. I feel like I'm a researcher. So when I go out there and I go, hey, I figured out how to kill the Darce, and then somebody has something to add to it, I have to fix it. Right. I either have to fix it or I have to come out and be like, hey, there's a variation. I think something like Eddie Bravo where he doesn't have London or something. One of these moves that he does that they don't do because it was he found an error in it. Like any good instructor, they're going to notify, they're not going to just like cover it up and be like, don't let anybody know I made a mistake. Right. It's like, no, we're contributors.
That's an interesting topic you bring up. And if you guys want to know more about the Eddie Bravo London drama, check out the episode I did with Sean Williams and Eddie Bravo, because Sean said, Eddie, you shouldn't have taken that out, it still works. Sean Williams showed him the variation to keep it working.
So cool. I love when brains like that come together.
Exactly.
Because it's like two researchers. You got a brilliant mind like Sean Williams, and you got a brilliant mind like Eddie Bravo, and Eddie feels there's a hole, and somebody else with a different perspective comes in and goes like, here. And so when somebody goes like, no, man, that Darce doesn't work, and I try to prove it to them, I try to tell them like, hey, this is what I'm talking about. I love all of that. Like, here I am I put out like a research paper. I'm like, tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I have to do more homework.
Yeah, and I think about that like, you know, scientists and doctors around the world, they're all communicating and working together. But jiu-jitsu guys sometimes is like, no, just me and my team. We're not going to look at what you're doing. We're not going to help you. It's like, hey, let's all work together.
Well, see, I felt like that with the Darce. So I couldn't let the Darce out. I actually had a UFC fighter fighting a guy who had 5 Darce finishes, and the Darce didn't come up in the fight. But that was what made us immediately go to like, we have to figure out how to get out of this. We can't have, you know, we can't have this happen to us. And so now I have to, now that I'm the Darce killer coach, like I can't have any of my fighters get Darced.
Right.
You know, so it's one of those things where, you know, it brings about necessity. You know, like every time somebody's fighting somebody or dealing with something that I need to deal with, us as coaches, we have to research.
Yeah. Then somebody else you'll be the Darce killer, then somebody else will be the Darce killer.
I hope. Listen, because that's going to keep me on my toes. It's going to keep me in business. If it doesn't keep me in business, it keeps me busy because I am a neurotic jiu-jitsu player. I want to know what's wrong and I want to fix it structurally.
Cool. Take a look at the...
Let's do it. Yeah. So let's look at what just happened recently with Woodley and Till. There's a couple things that he could have done. So we'll just like say, I know Woodley. This guy is a monster. He has the squeeze of 10 human men. You know, he's Superman. So I don't know if this would work for Till. What I do know is that there was places in that position that he should have gone to alleviate the pressure to start to kill the Darce, right? And he did none of those, which is alarming because this is the biggest fight of your life. So we'll just look at that, and this is no shot at Till, no shot at Woodley. There's just things that we can start to look at to do to get out of these positions. So he was here, and he was just getting, so on top of that, he's also getting his brains bashed in for a while. But he's pushing, and he's doing this traditional Darce, right? With the arm comes under, here, here, right? So the first problem was he had his hand here. And a lot of us think that this is where we should be, right? Like the underhook, like this is going to give us space. It's actually taking away space. It's filling more of the gap into my carotid that's going to really choke me, right? And so this will seem wrong, what I'm going to do, but what it actually does is it's going to give us the space that we need. Okay. So we're here, right? And he's here, right? Go ahead, lock it in. Now I'm going to put my arm to the inside of your hip and press on your hip, right? Already putting pressure on that structural lock.
That's right.
Right? So that's what I want to do, number one. Now, number two, what are you not controlling? You are not controlling underneath me. So once I get this elbow out, I can now escape the half, come out, and now I'm putting more pressure. Okay, go ahead, lock that in nice and tight there. Right here. I'm opening myself up. And if we got there, we're done. Some guys, we're not going to get there. Right. Longer arms. Some guys just have the squeeze that we're not going to be able to open up our arms so much. But that's just number one. That's called the tripod. And that's just like day one. We got to get there. So the first thing is that guys are going here, and we should be here, right? Always. And then number two, if somebody's not controlling this bottom arm, even though your weight's on it, you can get this arm out, and you can start to come up. And if I'm in half, right, I can always escape the half by putting my heel underneath your shin and then kind of popping out, right? So looking at it like that, here, yep, I'm in this position. I go inside, I come up, even just this.
Yeah.
Looking away is breaking that. And that's not even in the tape because we're going over like worst case scenarios, but yeah, I'm putting that pressure away. Yeah. So let's look at like, okay, I couldn't escape it this way, right? I come up from here and I'm still feeling like I'm getting Darced. Now, I've had some back issues. Usually I would jump into you and knock you over. We're gonna do it a different way. So watch it, sit down like you would finish a Darce. Yeah. So look, this is even better for me. Wow. See, when you sat that way, what you did was you put me where I actually wanted to go. So when we're talking about Darces, do the Darce where you swim under. You know that one? Like here, I'll show you. Come up to your knees. Like we're here, and we go under inside.
Yeah.
Right, and you're here. Yep. This is the best place for you to be in the Darce.
Okay.
Why? Because you're going to be able to get this to here. There's no way for me to keep this.
Right.
This is done. So I'm always going to try to feed myself to this side. Right? We also have the swing here. We have the chop. We have a lot of different things. When it's on the opposite side, we have to get there. Right? So let's do that again. We'll just start from the Woodley Till position. I come out. I'm here. Yes, so that's great. Look, I'm just going to come sit, drop my elbow, and now I keep this arm because now we're in a fight, yeah.
Right.
Because you tried to choke me. Anytime you try to choke somebody, it's on.
Right.
Right. So let's say you sit the opposite way now. Right. So here you're going to sit towards my feet.
Okay.
Right. So like you're here, and go ahead and sit towards my feet. Yeah, and they'll trap the leg. Yeah. So what am I doing? Coming up, around, here, and now I look up, head back, and I start chopping. Okay. Keep that nice and tight. This is the party trick.
Okay.
So I'm here, and
That puts a lot of pressure on the wrist.
it's a fight. And if we're here, do that one more time. Right, and here, it also has something called the swing, where I come in, under, and I break that through, like that. So there's two different ways. As long as I have my head up and I'm chopping, I'm trying to get myself through, I have time, right? So a lot of these guys, go ahead. Yeah, so here. As long as I can make you fall farther away, great for me. If I have to come up and like I'm still getting choked, your knees right here.
Right.
Post, walk, elbow, escape. Right. A lot of times, like you're gonna be in a situation where it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Like just with you, like you were laying flat stomach. What my goal here, go to the, I shall put it on you. So, my goal here, like when we sat here, right, and here, and you come up, right, and you come over top of me, right, and you drop. All right, so let's say you're here, and you were here, right, and you were kind of flat backed and get your elbow over, right. But let's say like, just for some reason, you're having an issue getting this up. Yeah, so look, just keep scooting your hips into me. Yeah, and now,
Yeah.
we're finding a hole out, and you're putting immense pressure on my lock,
Right.
right? And so it's kind of like, I'm trying to get over. He's got the slick rash guard. I'm like, I gotta get there, I gotta get there. But as long as you're fighting, and you're getting your hips up and head up, you're on your way out.
Right. Yeah. That felt good. It felt strong.
Yeah.
A little weaker. A little bit
Yeah,
weaker.
and that's the thing is that as long as you're putting pressure on that, they don't squeeze so hard.
Right.
So if something's coming apart, you add more structure that's gonna start to open up your, so if I'm here and there's adding structure and I go, well, I'm gonna do this, guess what else is gonna happen? You're gonna start to break your own lock.
Right.
That's why when we do rear naked chokes, we do this and we're not,
Right.
you know, because we're adding too much structure.
So, man, with all these great escapes that you have, I'm wondering what it's like at your school when they're trying to Darce. Like, do you even go for a Darce anymore?
A lot of my guys don't. You know, I have a lot of my no-gi guys that are fighting MMA, and they say, you know, they haven't been Darce since. And usually it's just with the block. They start the block, and the person sits, and they're out. I have the occasional time where I have a student that gets Darce, and I'm like, all right, come on. This is. I own a DVD called The Darce Killer. You can't get hit with this. But like anything else, like when we were talking about earlier, there's possibilities that we're not going to be able to escape. But the biggest thing is trying your best to escape while you still have the time.
Right.
Right. Waiting to tap is never the right answer. So if you have me in an arm bar, and I'm going to try to move my thumb. You know, if you have me in a leg lock, I'm going to try to put the boot on, get closer, heel hook. I'm going to try to clear the knee line. These are all escapes that we have to know because otherwise we're just doomed to be submitted. And so if we're not looking at how to kill a Darce, which is so common, what are we doing? Like we have
doing a disservice to
yeah,
your students.
exactly.
What's your opinion on no-arm Darces or ninja chokes, as some people call them?
Ooh, those are nasty. So, like anything else, there's structural weakness. So you're talking about almost like the front rear naked choke version. So those are really good. The biggest issue with trying to undo those is that we don't have our shoulders, our arms to open that lock. Right. So we're gonna have to look at where it's structurally weak right now. So I don't know, but let's just do it. I would love to look at it. You know, so
I mean, some of the ones I've seen were from even guard.
Okay. So looking at this, it's almost like, think about the Darce, or excuse me, the guillotine. A lot of this pressure is coming here, right? And this is what's locking me in and keeping the pressure. So let's look at that. Right? So my first goal would be here. Here, and now I gotta create a torque in your hip away from your arm.
So it's the same principle. Basically.
Same principle. Like everything is structural. Now, do I know that there's not a defense that I'm also giving you? You have my. Let's take a look. All right, so we're here. Like me pulling out's not going to work. You getting an angle, it's probably better for you, right? But if I can start to go here, get some pressure off, I'm doing better, and now I'm going to slowly turn my body and look away from where the lock is because I have to create structural weakness.
Right.
Like that's in everything. We can't look at jiu-jitsu as this is a technique.
Right.
We have to break it down as coaches that there's ways out of everything.
Yeah.
There's a hole everywhere. There is no, you're done. So when we look at stuff, we have to look at, okay, so if there is an answer, like there's an attack. You could, like the guys who are hitting it or teaching it, who are on the top level, it may be a completely different feeling. But I will go with, do it to me. All right, here we're in the lab right now, me and you, and it's going, okay, well, I need to get that elbow up. I need to create structural weakness, and I need to buy myself some time. Right? While I figure myself out through some muddy waters. I think really what that is having time in jiu-jitsu. And then looking at the concepts and really trying to break it apart.
So I remember watching this when it first came out, and you cover everything that I could think of with the Darce. There is 16 different variations here. Was there anything that you would have added to this if you were to remake it today?
Man, so if I would have added something, it would have been the standing Darce.
Oh.
You know, you saw some people getting caught with the standing, that kind of standing situation. And I think that would cover the air sit out. So I went over a lot of different scenarios, like mounted Darce, this Darce. I would do the, you know, the ninja choke or something like that. I love any new innovation. Any new innovation, whether or not I can figure it out and how to kill it, or whether I can figure out how to apply something new. I think I'm really on the other end of the spectrum where people are like, I want to know how to do the ninja choke. And I'm like, I want to know how to beat the ninja choke.
Right.
You know, and so it's like, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum sometimes of jiu-jitsu, where it's offense, offense, offense. What's the next Instagram video where somebody's spinning in for a heel hook or spinning in for, you know, like something insane bow and arrow choke. It's like, where I'm at, like, show me the, like, let's take that apart. Yeah. And I think there's some really good guys out there in the world, you know, like right now that are doing some good things. They're just not getting the pop. And I think if you're watching this and you're doing jiu-jitsu, find the mechanics. Find the guys that are breaking down mechanics. Don't find just the spinny fun. Find somebody that's talking to you and they want to really convey how this is done and why this is done and why it's not done the other way, or why you believe it's not done the other way. Right. You know.
Yeah, I've talked to so many world champions and coaches all around the world, and guys like Malachy are the rare ones that can really break things down in easy to understand English, and they have the experience and the passion. I know you study UFC fights and jiu-jitsu competitions.
OCD, my poor wife, you know, it's like 3 a.m. At 3 a.m. and I'm right back into the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, guys, Malachy has 3 DVDs. One is on the Heisengard, another one is on flower sweeps, and the one we just talked about, the Darce Killer. All 3 available on BuddhaVideos.com. And where can people find you online?
So I'm on ATT_lowcountry for my Instagram. ATTlowcountry.com. Black Label Jiu-Jitsu is a site I'm putting out. I'm on the internet. Malachy Friedman, Facebook. Another thing is that I like people reaching out to me. I probably won't if I ever become super popular, but you know, right now I like the questions. I like when people are like, well, what if this happens? Yeah. Because it keeps me on my toes.
Awesome. Malachy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you guys for watching.